Hey friends, it's Mandy with 2 E's, and you've come to the show Simply Rent It. On today's show, I'm covering the importance of gutter cleaning. This is one area in your home that usually goes unlooked or overlooked, and it is probably one of the most important things you can do to protect your home. So make sure you stay tuned. Hey guys, if you are just joining me, welcome, and if you've been following along this whole time, thank you so much for your support. I am your professional licensed rental consultant who has a deep passion for helping landlord investors save time, gain knowledge, and reduce risk without having to spend a ton of money hiring a full-time property manager. On this show, you learn all the tips and tricks you need for your investment property journey. I like to help owners fill their vacancies and tenants find their next perfect home. But I also like to give you guys some important tips and tricks for your own investment properties. If you're not hiring anyone and you're just watching along to learn some things that you can do for yourself, this is the show for you. It's important to check your gutters in the beginning of fall, the middle of fall, and the end of fall. I would say especially the middle of fall if you have a large tree that drops a lot of leaves. And with the storm of derecho that came through a while ago, if you haven't been up on your roof to check things out yet, it may be a really good time to do so, to make sure there's no branches and twigs and leaves and stuff just stuck up in your gutters. Why is it important to clean your gutters, you may be thinking? Because having clear gutters makes sure that the rainwater goes in the place that it's supposed to go and not down next to your foundation, which can cause water issues and foundation issues, which can be really costly. So if you have a plugged gutter and the rainwater can't get through, rainwater will most likely overflow on your gutter and go down the side of your siding of your dwelling, your house. It can ruin the siding. Things can back up and go up underneath of the shingles and the roof, and it can cause roof damage. Can cause fascia damage, and more importantly, when you get too much water on the side of your house and the soil can't absorb any more of it, it has nowhere to go but inside of your house. So if you have a basement, you may be getting water inside of there. You may also start having foundation issues. So if you have like a cinder block foundation, that can cause cracks in your foundation or bowing. So make sure that you are checking your gutters on a regular basis to make sure that they are clear so the water can go where they're supposed to go. And speaking of that, the next thing I'd like to really talk about is gutter extenders. You can pick these up at your local hardware store for pretty cheap, and they are something that will add so much value to your gutters life and your home life as well. It can make the water go further away from your foundation and into the yard. So the further you get the water away from your foundation, the better, in my opinion. If you've ever driven past a home and you've seen leaves just like popping up or trees popping up in the gutters, I have. I don't know if you have. It's something that I pay attention to, but it happens, and it's so weird that it does happen, but it does. And so if you have gutters that are clogged, it can be an attraction for pests to come, especially rodents like squirrels, and they can hide the things that they find, and then all of a sudden trees start growing, or when the leaves fall off of the trees, the seeds, they plant themselves and then trees start growing. So if that happens to your gutters, it can make them really heavy, and they can detach and they can start to bow and bend, and then if you let it go too long, you may end up having to replace your gutters, reattach your gutters, and it's not a good thing for the home or your gutters, and it can be very costly. So making sure that your gutters are clean will deter pests such as squirrels, birds, wasps. Wasps love gutters as well. We have gutter toppers on our house, which is really fantastic and awesome because it keeps most of the leaves out and we don't have to clean them on such a regular basis. But on the other hand, the wasps really love the inside where you can't get to, and they build a little nest in there. So with the recent rainfalls we've had in the past, I have found that water was overflowing. I was like, what is happening? There's nowhere for it to be backed up at. And then we were able to get in there and kind of get the clog out. And when it came out, it was a big nest, a big wasp nest. So if you do have gutter toppers, it's a good idea to keep an eye and see if there are any wasps or insects building nests, to keep them away from doing that, so that doesn't happen to you, because it did actually cause some damage on our house. The water went over the gutters and onto the windows, and the water came inside of our 3-season porch, which is where I'm currently sitting. And the last thing I'd like to cover about keeping your gutters clean is that it will also help keep your landscaping nice. If your gutters are clogged and water overflows, it can really destroy the landscaping that you have around your foundation or your home. I know we are people who like to put mulch up around the house, and so if you have a bunch of water, it would just destroy that mulch area there. So make sure that you're keeping your gutters clean. It will extend the life of your home, your roof, your gutters, and your wallet. There are a couple other things that I'd like to just cover, and one of them being, don't be afraid to hire a professional to do this service for you. I have worked with several in the past, and some of my favorites include Matthew from Quality Lawn Care here in Ames. He does a fantastic job. So if you would like to reach out to him, you can just Google Quality Lawn Care. His name is Matt, and he's super friendly, nice guy. This is not paid advertising, just giving him a little shout out. The other people that I have worked with in companies, there are several, and I can't name them all, but if you do a Google search for gutter cleaning services in Ames or lawn care services in Ames, several companies will pop up. You can research them on your own. I'll put the links for my Google searches below, but it's a really great way to reach out and just ask if they do gutter cleaning. And if you get a company, most likely they're insured, which is also helpful for you, since cleaning gutters can be a dangerous job. You got to get up on a ladder, and it's kind of risky sometimes. You never know what will happen. So make sure you get a company that does have some insurance, and if you're not sure if they do, don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes cleaning gutters can make a really big mess, and if you have a building with lots of tenants in it, they can get upset about that. I've run into that situation before as well. So make sure you get somebody that's able to clean up after themselves. So to summarize, make sure your gutters are clean. They will help the longevity of your home. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some knowledge out of here. And if you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button, as I post new videos every Friday. So I will see you again next week, friends. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.